On record.
Okay, I'd like to call to order this meeting of the Parsippany Planning Board Minor Site Plan and Subdivision Committee. Announcement is made that adequate notice of this meeting has been given and that it is being conducted in accordance with NJSA 10:4-66 Sect of the New Jersey Open Public Meetings Act. Roll call, please.
Mr. Didich.
Yes.
Mr. Mealy.
Here.
Mr. Napolitano.
Here.
Chairman Metz.
Present.
We also have our board planner, Ms. Winter, our board engineer, Mr. Canjiano, and our board attorney, Ms. Brown.
Okay, I'd like to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, please.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, this meeting is open to the general public. Does anyone have any business to bring before this committee that's not on our regular agenda? Seeing none, seeing and hearing none, we'll move on with our first application. Application number 24:517. Mr. Tombalakian, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Mr. Metz. Again, Stephen Tombalakian from Weir Law Group on behalf of the applicant, Kajrani, operating as Rayton Kebab House. To my right is Mehdi Kajrani, the owner, and to my further right is Bahman Azadner, our site engineer who prepares the plans. We're here this evening to ask for minor site plan approval to allow the reestablishment or reuse of picnic tables that were used during the COVID era for outdoor dining in a gravel area immediately outside the restaurant, which is on Beverwood in the Hiawatha. We've received and reviewed the board planners report, all of them, and we received Mr. Caggiano's updated report, and we can comply with all of their requirements.
Actually, before we get into that, I think we got to deal with some waivers. So, Ms. Winter?
All right, we have a few. Most of the waivers are related to it being an existing site and that there are only the minor changes involving the tables. So for Appendix A, waiver from number 12 for either a letter of interpretation, exemption, or an application made to the DEP in regards to wetlands. Number 16, the Highlands exemption determination. We did receive an application, and they are not increasing the impervious coverage, so there's no issue there. On Form 3, number 7 is the zoning district in which the parcel is located in the zone district of adjacent property with the table indicating all setbacks, lot areas, lot widths and depths, buildings and impervious coverage, building heights, floor area ratio, and density, both as required and proposed. This is really the only waiver we had an issue with as part of resolution compliance, assuming that this is acted on favorably. We would like to see a zoning chart included.
I'm sure we can put one together. I mean, again, if I can just, there's no physical improvements, there's no plumbing, there's no electric, there's no construction, there's really no nothing other than dragging the picnic tables from the periphery of the property back into active use. But I believe we could put that together. There is an older site plan that we could probably, that would probably help prepare that, but that shouldn't be a problem.
Okay. Also, we have 9, location of existing easements, 10, location of natural features, 11, contours, determine natural drainage, 12, proposed spot elevations, 13, location of existing buildings and their setbacks from property lines, 14, floor plan of existing and proposed buildings, 16, existing and proposed signs, just confirm that there are no changes to the signage proposed.
No.
18, existing and proposed utility service, 19, existing and proposed storm drainage design and improvements, 20, existing proposed site illumination, 21, location description of existing and proposed landscaping, 22, soil erosion and sedimentation control plan, 24, location design of solid waste disposal containers, 26, a written description of the proposed development, 27, temporary contractors, structures, 28, a traffic study, 29, environmental assessment report, and 30, the tree protection and removal plan. As I said before, most of the other items are just related to it being an existing site and minimal changes.
Yeah, we would ask for waivers, because again, there are no changes really.
So-
at all.
Mr. Tomalaki, just so I understand, all you're going to be doing is moving picnic tables to an area designated on the site plan, no actual physical improvements?
Correct.
All right. Anybody, can I have a motion to approve the waivers?
Mr. Chairman, a motion to approve the waivers as noted.
Second, Eddie.
All right. We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye.
Thank you very much. In Ms. Whistler's report, they did ask for some, she did ask for some testimony to be provided about the operation, so that's why I have Maddie next week. Maddie, can you describe to the board, do you need her sworn in?
Yes.
No, it's not a hearing. Yeah, we can swear in.
We'll get you sworn in. If you please raise your right hand, you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to provide will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Correct.
Please state your name and spell your last name and provide your address for the record.
Mehdi Kazarani, last name is Kazerani. Address, my physical address of the restaurant
Just your business address is all
is
right?
450 North Beverwick Road in Parsippany.
Thank you.
Okay, can you just give the board an overview of the existing restaurants, the indoor operations, what your hours are, the number of employees, that thing, and then talk about how many tables will be outside, what your hours will be for the outside part of the restaurant seasonally, et cetera.
Business is open 7 days a week. We operate from 11 till 9. And on the outside, we do have 8 tables of picnic tables that seat 4 per table. And
When do you plan on operating the outdoor?
during the same hours, hopefully between the hours that the restaurant's open, between the 11 till 9.
And in terms of seasonal, since it's outdoor, you're not operating in January, right?
No, correct. Given the, seasonal, it's probably gonna be during the spring, summer season.
And did you operate these tables under the special permissions that were granted during the COVID pandemic?
Yes.
And in your experience, do you have any issues operating those tables for outdoor dining?
No issues, because we do have a back exit from the restaurant too, so it was very easy going in and serving from the back, and no issues.
Okay. And other than, did I accurately describe that there's no further improvements, proposals, is all that stuff accurate?
Correct.
Correct. Yeah, Mr. Khazrani's here, if the board has any questions as to the operations, how the picnic tables operate, we'd be happy to answer any questions, yeah. And then we're gonna have Mr. Zadner talk about the second.
Okay, anybody have, Dr. Steinle?
Yes. So this is mainly counter service, and then you take your meal to the picnic table, or is it served by employees?
Served by the employee.
Okay.
Okay, Ms. Winter, anything?
You addressed the
Mr. Chairman.
questions I had.
Sure. Mr. Mealy?
Do you have a sufficient amount of lighting to take care of when?
There are 3 existing floodlights on the existing building that it's on a timer that kicks on, once it gets dark out. Yeah, it's pretty sufficient.
And do you plan on having like little battery operated, like
Battery
romantic
apple,
kind of
exactly,
lamps on
little
them?
lanterns on the tables, just to give it a little
Obvious.
ambiance.
And we had, I think, a different sets of plans. Did you plan on having a tent or some sort of covering?
Originally, that's what it was, but no, now we're not, we're just gonna comply with whatever requirement is.
Moonlit
We'll move,
Open air.
move it on.
And Bob is here to talk about it. It's a modest plan, but he can answer any questions on that. So without further ado,
Wait.
Ed's gonna stick
Wait,
around.
Mr. Napolitano?
I'm good.
Mr. Canjiano, anything? Any questions for this witness?
I'm good. If you guys want to go through the letter, that would be.
Okay, sure. And
When-
Mr.
whenever-
Dedeach, no questions?
I think
I mean,
we're
I have a question, but I don't know who is this for,
So-
so I can ask and then we can.
Go ahead and ask
Yeah.
if it's.
So I have a couple of questions. One, so there is no tent or anything, I got that, but is there any fence or anything around that area, or
There's existing fences.
is this already there,
Yeah,
okay?
The school has its fence in the
Okay.
back, and then the bank, or the Rite Aid, the old Rite Aid has a
Okay.
fence, so it's all fenced anyway.
All right, okay, so that's one. Second, I know it's kind of obvious, but let me just ask anyway. there is no cooking or, that kind of thing in the outdoor area, right? It's all inside, in existing location, it's all that
Correct.
type of thing. It's only cook and bring it, serve it outside.
Exactly.
Okay, thank you.
And, the big one on mine is the fire department circulation.
And we received approval, we got an email, I'll pass this to you, if you want to mark it, but it was an email that the fire department sent to Nora. That they're okay with it. Again, the table.
You can just give it that.
They all have a copy of that.
Yeah, the tables won't be, if the fire department, if they need to get around, the tables are set far enough away from the facade of the building that the trucks can go. They won't be blocked. Nora, do you have a copy?
We all have a copy.
Yeah, we have a copy of the email.
Yeah. And then, Andrew, going through your July 29 report, did you comply with everything during compliance?
Okay, yeah, there was a minor stormwater, for the gravel area.
And the bomber will address any questions.
Okay.
Before I forget, before we have Bauman, since we're kind of nearing the end of the real summer, and to the extent the committee is inclined to approve this, we would ask if the committee would approve if you could waive reading of the resolution to allow them to hold those tables out and start using them this weekend, if possible. Again, it's because otherwise we're going to have to wait a month for the resolution and compliance of the zoning permit, et cetera, et cetera. So if the committee is amenable to us just starting a little bit earlier than usual, because again, there are no permits, there are no electrical, there's no, anyway. So if
The only suggestion I would, that, there's a license required from the township,
we'd get.
that would,
Yeah. And we'd previously gotten one during the COVID era,
Mhm.
but we'll get it.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to defer to Ms. Steinle on whether that's even doable.
Yeah, so I think that would just be at your own risk, and you'd work with the township to say, to get whatever license you need, and then how the board will have voted tonight. If it's approved with the conditions, you'll just have to comply with that, and then that's at your own risk.
We fully anticipate that,
Okay.
thank you.
Right.
Again, if the committee's amenable to
And if
that.
you can make sure you speak with the zoning department.
Yes. Whichever. Yes. Because, we're not gonna do anything without Jennifer's done. So.
All right.
And then my other question is, will there be outdoor heaters if you're gonna be in the spring or the fall?
No.
No, okay.
So it really is weather dependent. If Bauman can be sworn in, Mr. Zogner?
Please raise your hand. Do you swear or affirm the testimony that you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, I do.
Please state your name and spell your last name and provide your address for the record.
Sure. Good evening. My name is Parsippany-Troy. I'm with Development Engineering as a principal of the company. My business address is 75 Partners Street, Newark, New Jersey.
Can you repeat your name and spell it?
Sure. Bahman Izadmer. It's spelled as Bahman. Last name Izadmehr. And the name of the company is Development Engineering, which is on the site plan.
And your license is current and in good standing
Yes.
in New Jersey?
Now, Bauman, you've heard all Medi's testimony, you've heard my statement. Is there anything you heard this evening that's inconsistent with your understanding of what's needed to allow these picnic tables to be put back in use?
No. As you elaborated, the picnic tables were out there. We're going to use exactly the same picnic tables. So they have the experience. They had no issue whatsoever for the last 4 or 5 years when they were out there till I believe last April. So the only thing that I would refer to Mr. Andrews' comment about the drainage, it's very, very minimal. I mean, this gravel has been there for 5 years. We haven't seen any drainage issue whatsoever. And as a matter of fact, next to it, there is an existing catch basin for the shopping center. So I believe the drainage system, which was designed and approved by the board back when this shopping center was put together, it's of sufficient capacity to handle this small area of the gravel.
And Mr. Zogner, would you be amenable to working with Mr. Ketchum to
Oh, sure.
he's completely satisfied that there's no off-site impacts or detrimental impacts to stormwater?
Of course, yes.
And you're confirming that
Yeah.
originally the design had a tent which would have created a more constant runoff, but that tent's no longer.
Yeah, that's correct, yeah. I mean, the gravels, we still consider 40%, void area. So it's not like 100% impervious, but it still is some sort of impervious. But it's been there. It's been there for the last 5 years, and we haven't had any issue whatsoever. So we will work.
Yeah, so what we'll ask, it's, since it wasn't there under the prior approval,
Yes,
this would be an increase or change of coverage.
That's correct.
Change of existing conditions. Just follow the minor stormwater, and whatever, nominal change in runoff that would be, we ask that you address it under the rules of the minor
sure,
stormwater.
no problem. By all means.
And that's pretty much the extent of it, Chairman. I mean, it's about as simple as an application as this committee is likely ever to hear.
All right, I've got two quick questions. First, the 22 spaces you say you require for seating, does that include the outdoor seating, or is that just the indoor?
It includes the outdoor seating as well.
Okay, so that's, so
But I just want to add, Mr. Mayor.
Your parking's compliant, that's like. Yeah.
Yes. Same customers who are coming inside, they will be choosing either outside or inside. There will be no additional customers.
But there's extra seats.
Extra seat, of course.
And that's how our ordinance works, it doesn't care
Yeah.
about customers.
That's correct. We did account for the extra seats, but I'm just saying in reality, you won't see additional customers.
And just a minor, because I don't know if it matters, but
Yeah.
Mr. Zadmir, you made some statements regarding the drainage for the original site plan. Did you review the drainage study for that?
No, I did not.
So that was really just net opinion, wasn't it?
I'm sorry?
So what the opinion
Yes.
you said was just net opinion?
That's correct.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, but anecdotally, Tom, I mean, you've been working with the Kazrani. Has there ever been a drainage issue?
No. And I'm quite familiar with other shopping centers, so usually we have a factor of safety when we design drainage system. So I based it on that factor of safety that it will have enough capacity to handle this 200, whatever, square foot of wash gravel.
And also anecdotally on parking, even though we have conforming parking. Is there any issues with availability of parking on that shopping center?
No, it's 70% empty. Every time I go there, there is barely anybody parked there.
It's kind of sad.
Yeah, kind of sad, but I mean, that basically shows that our parking ordinances are on the conservative side,
Okay.
Bob, do you have anything else you want to add to the committee?
No, this is a very simple application, and if there are any questions, I will be more than glad to answer, but I hope this committee will look at this favorably and approve this for this good business.
Mr. Canjiano, any questions?
No other questions.
Ms. Steinle?
No.
Ms. Winter?
I just have one more operational question. Is there going to be any music outside?
No.
Okay.
Kelly,
Me if you tipple, but no, let's not get into that.
No, weather dependent, right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Does any board members, any last questions? All right, seeing none. Mr. Tomlakian, do you want to summarize or just?
Yeah, it's a very simple application for a minor set of plan. Again, we appreciate the committee's time in doing this. We're really just reestablishing what was happening during COVID. It worked well then, but we're here, it's the formality of getting this committee's approval to allow the use of the site plan in this way. So we would ask that the board favorably look upon this.
All right, do any members of the public have any questions for any professionals so far? Okay, any members of the public have any statements either for or against this application that they'd like to make? Seeing none? Oh, wait, is that somebody? Oh, no. Okay. Seeing none, I guess we can move ahead. I'll entertain a motion to approve this application.
Mr. Chairman, a motion to approve application number 24:517, Rehun 450 North Beverly Road, Block 481, Lot 34, minor site plan for permanent outdoor seating, as based on the conditions we have so far.
And the conditions were agreement to comply with the board planners and the board engineers' reports, update the zoning chart, the site plan to include a zoning chart, and to work with the board engineer to confirm the stormwater runoff impacts, and then just otherwise comply with the township licensing requirements.
Okay, I have a motion, and, do we have a second?
Second?
Okay, we have a motion and a second.
Didich,
Yes.
Neely,
Yes.
Napolitano.
Yes.
Math.
Yes,
Thank you very much.
motion is approved. Okay, I'd like to entertain a motion to adjourn the minor site plan committee.
So moved.
We don't need a second for that, do we? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, thank you. Have a good evening, everyone.
In 10 minutes.
I'll see you next time.
All right, you're on record.
Absolutely.
Okay, I'd like to call to order this meeting of the Parsippany-Troy Hills Planning Board. Announcement is made that adequate notice of this meeting has been given and it is being conducted in accordance with NJSA 10:4-6 Exsec of the New Jersey Open Public Meetings Act. I'd like to, roll call first.
Mhm. Mr. Didich.
Here.
Mr. DePiero.
Here.
Councilwoman Hernandez.
Here.
Mr. Mealy.
Here.
Mr. Math.
Present.
Mr. Napolitano.
Here.
We have our board planner, Ms. Winter, our board engineer, Mr. Canjiano, and our board attorney, Ms. Brown.
Okay. I'd like to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, please.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, this meeting is open to the general public. Is there anybody from the general public who has any business before this board that is not on our agenda tonight? Please step forward. Give us your name and tell us what...
My name is Camille Pesha.
Oh, could you speak into the microphone, please?
Camille Pesha, and I'm here representing my neighborhood in Lake Parsippany.
Could you just provide
petitioning.
your, spell your last name and provide your address, please?
Pesce, 11 Murray Court, Parsippany.
Thank you.
And I will be presenting and speaking to a petition that the whole neighborhood of my neighborhood signed in regards to the Housing and Fair Share Act that was approved back in June 25th by your committee.
Actually, we're a board, not a committee. But...
Board.
Okay, you'd like to, okay. Well, I'm sorry, you have a petition that, I'm sorry, I didn't catch. What was the
I'm
petition?
here to read.
Okay, yes, no, go ahead, yes, thank you.
Do you want me to do it now,
Uh,
before the agenda items? I mean, that's
Sure.
fine.
yeah.
And this is to the council and to Mayor Barbario. This letter is from the residents of Murray Court, Gloucester Road, Weevil Court, Halsey Road, and Elmwood Drive, all located in the Lake Parsippany neighborhood. We are appealing to you to allow for a residential development on 7 Century Drive as an alternative to the warehouse KRE, who own the empty facility, otherwise plans to build. We had several meetings during 2024 with KRE. They were good neighbors to us for many, many years. I lived there for 27 years, and they were wonderful neighbors. And we met with them during 2024, which they initiated, regarding their plans for the future of their property, which is directly behind my property, 20 feet away, 30 feet away from my property. Initially, they came to us with a warehouse plan, which we know they can build after the recent rezoning of 3, 5, and 7 Century. But after hearing our objections and ideas for the property, KRE finally agreed to pursue a townhome plan instead, and to submit that plan to you for inclusion in the township's next affordable housing plan. We understand that KRE did submit a 57-unit townhouse plan, and we were disappointed to learn that 7th Century Drive, Block 202, Lot 1.5, was not included in the township's recently adopted housing element and fair share plan. The neighborhood is adamant that a townhouse home development at 7th Century Drive is much more suitable to our neighborhood and preferable to every single owner in that area. We want to maintain a peaceful, quality standard of life that we have now. Putting a warehouse up 24/7, all night long, bright lights, noise, refrigeration, would make us very, very unhappy and stressful. And that's why I'm here tonight, to plead to you for reconsideration. We understand that without residential rezoning, and I was part of that overlay A. I went to all the meetings, I know what went on, I remember when the council approved it. KRE, the owners of this property, which is commercial, will move forward with their warehouse development behind all of our homes, directly behind our homes. They would be visible to our children and grandchildren's bedrooms, clearly visible. We do not want a warehouse. Please rezone. Consideration given to 7th Century to allow for this residential townhomes that we all agreed to. Like I said, we had several meetings with KRE, and they were wonderful about our considerations, which they included in the plan, and we saw the plan. And actually, some of the meetings, Mr. John Iacino was a part of, and the meetings were wonderful. So this came as a shock to us. Now, I looked at your video from your June 25th meeting, in which you adopted the proposal. And that was a wonderful presentation by the gentleman. I have to say, it was very comprehensive. I really understand I think I understand what we can do. There are still unmet needs. There are still changes that can be made. There is still the initial deadline of August 31st. We implore you to move forward and seriously reconsider 7th Century Drive to not become a warehouse, but to be put into the affordable plan or be put into a rezoning plan, whatever is amenable to you and to the mayor. That's why I'm here. So I'm opening up this,
Okay, well,
representing the residents. And this was only,
yep. Well, thank you,
we
ma'am.
went out and got the
Yeah.
petition signed. I have 4 pages here that was just signed by me walking around my block.
Okay. Thank you. Just out of curiosity, Nora, did we get here an application already for 7th Century Drive?
Are they,
I think it was 5.
are they cohesive?
No, that,
Camille, are you attending the council meeting tomorrow?
I will. I will do it.
I'm just wondering, because you mentioned you had that letter, and
Yes.
'Cause
I was looking from you also.
we actually reviewed the application already, or no?
Yeah, you need to reach out to the council.
I don't think so. Tomorrow.
Okay,
What
we're just checking if we've actually,
7, what did you say?
7th Century
Oh,
Drive.
Century, okay, not campus. No.
no, we did 7
No.
campus.
Yeah,
That's
we
what
did
it was.
campus.
7th
Campus
Century.
was submitted,
It was,
they already submitted it as part of the plan. that
Right.
was-
So,
we had
no
Well,
application to the board.
There's not been an application to the board at this point, Nora? Is that what you're saying? Okay, so you actually have the ability when we hear the application, to come and state your objection on the record. In terms of changes to the plan, yes, I think, from what I understand, council may be your only recourse at this point. Maybe not the only recourse, but the recourse, yes.
So what's
Yeah.
my next step? Representing, not KRE, representing the residents of Lake Parsippany to go to the council meeting tomorrow night.
Correct.
Correct.
Okay. All right.
But thank you for your time.
Thank you for listening.
Thank you.
And ma'am, just to let you know that in case you're not successful, when we hear an application, even if they want to build warehouse, they have to come before this board and get approval, which means specifics about lighting and other issues are debated by this board. So if your neighbors are concerned, that is a good time for you to come express your concerns, and we can often see what we can do to help appease that. Sometimes that could be screening or other things, if you end up in that circumstance.
Okay. And how would we know? Because I would have been to the planning board meeting on the 25th of June if I would have known. We thought we were going right directly to rezoning, but that's not the case. How would we know? I know I called Nora a few times and asked if we were put on the agenda at all.
Well,
And now I understand why we weren't.
I don't know the specifics of any of that, but what I can tell you is that if there are variances needed for the application, notices will be given to all property owners within 200 feet. That's a requirement before an application gets heard before us. And you can check our website. The agendas are up on the website, I believe.
I do.
And just look for 7th Century. Just look for 7th Century Drive if we're ever hearing an application for it.
But if you miss it, then you're out of it. I understand that. The agendas don't come up to the end. But, again, I was at all the meetings for the overlay 8, and I recognize and know some of you for the overlay 8. So the KRE building went ahead through the overlay 8 and is now under that warehouse. And that's why we want to rezone it back, so KRE can go ahead and do what they want to do for their property. It's their property. And it's important that that happens. But now that it's overlay 8, it opened up warehousing.
Well, that's in the hands of council right now, unfortunately. We have to live with the zoning. We make recommendations. They control the zoning.
KRE went ahead and submitted the application for the housing, the fair share, and it was one of the ones that were not approved. And I understand there were others that were not approved. Isn't there an opportunity now by your board, since there are unmet needs, to...
So any of these other applicants, Carrie, could submit an application, but right now, like you said, it's zoned for warehousing through the overlay, and also the underlying zoning still applies. So if they wanted to, today, submit an application, they would be going to the zoning board instead of our board, the planning, for a use variance. They do have that option.
Okay. That's good to know. Thank you.
Yes.
That's very important.
Yes.
So there is that option, because to my understanding, now with the Mount Laurel's trying to meet their requirements, that the chances of us getting it that way would be very difficult, because there's so much...
Going to the
so
zoning
far.
board is a more difficult path because it's a non-permitted use. But it doesn't mean that they can't pursue it.
Okay.
Okay.
And
All right,
there-
thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
there's,
you.
yeah. Okay, that's good.
All right, let's move on. Any other members of the public with any other business not on our agenda tonight? All right, seeing none, let's move on to resolutions. We have 4 resolutions. I am advised that since we heard them all on one night, we can approve them as one big block. Does anyone have any objections to that? All right. Can I entertain a motion to approve our resolutions?
Mr. Chairman, motion to approve following resolutions for application number 25:508, application number 19:513, 169 Lackawanna Avenue, and then 4 Get All Drive. I think that's it, yeah.
Okay, we have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second, Mealy.
All right. Any discussion? Okay, Nora, can we have a roll?
Teddy,
Yes.
Hernandez,
Yes.
Mealy.
Yes.
That's it?
All right, motion approved. Thank you. Okay, let's move on to the rest of our agenda. Application number 25:509, Dave's Hot Chicken.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, Mr. Sermonera. How are you?
I'm doing very happy.
Good, thanks.
Okay, good evening. My name is Mark Sommeraro, law firm Sommeraro and Barney, on behalf of Parsippany DHC LLC. This application relates to a spot in the Troy Hill Shopping Center located at 1123 Route 46, Block 729, Lot 7. The property is located in a B1 commercial zone, and the applicant is looking to construct a Dave's Hot Chicken restaurant in a space that was formerly occupied by two businesses. One was Sports Clips, which was a hair cutter, and the other was Barry Bowls. And again, that's a permitted use. The restaurant will be approximately 1,945 square feet. The only exterior changes that are proposed are signage and then the placement of a walk-in cooler in the rear of the building, along with some bins for the storage of cooking oil. None of the exterior proposed additions in the back are creating any additional impervious coverage, nor are they encroaching on the 50-foot rear yard setback. There are a few variances that are triggered by this application, and there are a number of pre-existing non-conforming conditions. Parking, we are...
Actually, before we get into that, we have to go over waivers, so.
With our checklist?
We usually, that's our process. We go through waivers first.
Yes, sure.
So, on Appendix A, there's a request for a waiver for the certification of tax paid. We have this meeting scheduled, so I'm going to assume that they've been paid. Number 13 was a copy of any protective covenants or deed restrictions. On Form 3, number 11, contours. Number 12, proposed spot elevations. And submission of site photographs, number 31 on Form 3. As an existing site, we really don't have any objection to these.
Okay. Any, can I have a motion to approve the waivers?
Mr. Chairman, a motion to approve the waivers as noted.
Okay, second?
Second, Teddy.
All right, any discussion? All right, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right, aye. Yeah. Waivers are approved. Now.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So, with that understanding, there are some pre-existing nonconformities on the site. With respect to parking, relief was previously granted for 1,025 spaces. Previously, the parking demand, I apologize, existing. Yeah, so there's 1,025 spaces, and we're not changing that. Parking demand has been lowered because of the change in use from the demised premises. So even though we're not altering the number of parking spaces on site, the demand is being lowered, so parking is closer to conformity than the board had previously approved. With respect to the sign, 58 square feet is permitted. We're proposing 71.8 feet. So we need a variance there. Rear yard setback Relief was previously granted for 43 feet. There's a 50-yard setback. We're not changing anything that impacts that, and none of the improvements that we're suggesting are even within the setbacks, or we're not affecting that whatsoever. Same holds true with impervious coverage. There was a pre-existing nonconformity. Relief was previously granted for 86.3% when 80% is permitted. The outside structures that we are seeking approval for here today are over existing impervious, so we're not adding to impervious coverage. We had made our initial submission on June 10th, and we supplemented that with some submissions on June 19th. I have a few witnesses here this evening. We have our proprietor, our representative of the Ampel Group, which is the owner of the applicant, and we have our engineer, who will speak to the site conditions and signage, and we have our planner to discuss the. So with your permission, I'd like to call our first witness.
Sure. Go ahead, yeah.
Thank you. I'd like to call Mr. Amit Patel.
If you'll please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony that you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Please state your name, spell your last name, and provide your address for the record.
Amit Patel, P-A-T-E-L, 1882 North Gate Road in Scotch Plains.
Okay, Mr. Patel, could you please explain your relationship to the applicant?
I'm one of the owners of the entity.
Okay, and that's of Parsippany DHC LLC?
That's correct.
Okay. And can you please explain the nature of the business?
It's a fast casual chicken tender concept. We're a very simple menu. It's chicken tenders.
And is it a sit-down restaurant with takeout as well?
Yes, but it's counter service.
Okay. And Parsippany DHC LLC, is that an entity that exists solely for this location, or do they own other locations?
No, that's solely for this one.
Okay. You also have a relationship with the Ampel Group, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And in that business, could you explain the nature of the business to the board, please?
Ampel Group is just a management company that handles our office infrastructure, HR, facilities and construction, accounting, all that marketing, to handle for all the restaurant locations that we have. And they just collect a management fee to manage the restaurants, and that's it.
Okay. So this restaurant isn't your only restaurant that you're involved?
No.
Okay. Could you explain to the board how many years you've been involved in managing restaurants?
Coming up on 20.
Okay. And do you currently manage any other Dave's Hot Chicken locations?
Yes, we have 4 current operating locations with 3 others coming down the roads.
Okay. Now, the approximate square footage of the location?
This one or in general?
This one, yeah.
This one is 1950 roughly.
Okay. And how many seats are proposed?
I'd have to look again, but around 30, 31, 32, something like that.
How about 39?
Okay.
That sounds
Yeah.
reasonable?
I'd have to look again,
Okay.
sorry, yeah.
Okay. And what are your proposed hours of operation?
10:30 to 11 every day.
7 days a week?
Yes,
Okay, and how many shifts do you anticipate
over the course of the week or per day?
per day?
2 to 3.
Okay.
3 on the weekend, 2 on a weekday.
Okay, and how many employees do you anticipate having per given, the maximum number of employees per given shift?
A dozen.
Okay. And what type of deliveries do you anticipate receiving at this location?
Us receiving?
Yes.
It would be from our food supplier,
Okay,
That's really it. We don't, and yeah, we get our produce and food from one supplier.
okay. And how many deliveries do you anticipate per week? Is,
Uh, 2 on average when everything gets settled
okay. And when do those deliveries take place?
overnight.
Okay. And given the design of the proposed location, where would you anticipate those deliveries being made? In the front or the back?
Back.
Okay. What about cleaning supplies and whatnot? What type of supplies do you use to take care of the interior of the premises?
The interior?
Yeah.
The standard, MSDS book that we have that, has the chemicals that we're allowed to use as per the brand.
Okay. And are those cleaners, for the most part, cleaners that people could all use in their households as well?
Yes, yes.
Okay. And what about trash removal? How is trash removal proposed to be handled at the location?
There's shared bins in the back.
Okay, those are existing bins that have been provided by the landlord?
By the vendor that the landlord uses for the trash, yes.
Okay. And how frequently, do you know how frequently waste gets picked up from the location?
Currently,
Yes.
I would say twice a week.
Okay, and is there any anticipated increase in the volume of garbage that will be generated at that location as a result of your operation?
Yes,
Okay, and will that be able to be accommodated with the existing dumpsters?
yes.
Okay,
It would increase number of pickups.
okay. And you've already discussed that with the landlord? And the increased pickups will be 3 times a week?
3, 4, depending on need, yeah.
On need, okay. Now, have you been familiar with this shopping center before you most recently considered it for your location?
Yes,
Okay, and over the years, have you had an opportunity to observe how much of the parking lot has been utilized for the existing shopping center operation?
yeah.
Okay, and how about recently? Have you also made those observations?
Yes,
And do you anticipate there being sufficient parking for the needs of the restaurant?
yes.
Okay. No concerns at all?
No,
Okay.
But this witness isn't a parking
no,
expert?
I'm not.
Okay.
But just from business experience, just from that standpoint.
And to that effect, your other Dave's Hot Chicken locations, are they of similar size?
It's a little bit bigger.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how long have you managed that?
This particular brand, we are now in year 3 of
Okay.
development.
And during your 3 years' experience and knowing how that particular brand operates, did you become familiar with what the parking needs are?
Sure, yeah.
Okay, and based upon that, is that one of the factors you considered in providing your own opinion as to whether or not there's sufficient parking at the
Absolutely,
location?
yeah.
Okay. And counsel, we do have our engineer who will further expound. Okay. I don't have any further questions for this witness.
All right, Ms. Steinle, anything?
Could you speak a little bit about the cooking process? Is it just fryers? Is there a grease trap? How's that cleaned and taken care of?
Yeah, so we do have an internal grease trap that'll be inside our space in the floor. It'll get cleaned out probably once a month, the size that it is. From a cooking standpoint, yes, there's chicken fryers, and then there's fryers specifically for French fries. And that's it from that standpoint. There's no microwaves or anything like that. Bun toaster, it's really it.
You good?
And any other exterior lighting or just
No.
whatever's existing?
Yes.
Okay, that's everything right now.
Ms. Winter?
No, I don't have any questions.
Any board members have any questions? Actually, Mr. Canjiano, do you have any
No,
questions
no
first? Okay. Any board members have any questions? All right, thank you.
Thank you.
The next witness I'm going to call is Sandy Koza from Bauman Engineering.
you please raise your right hand? Do you swear or affirm the testimony that you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
And please state your name, spell your last name, and provide your address for the record.
Sandy Koza, Koza. I'm at 425 Commerce Drive, Port Washington, PA.
Good evening, Sandy. Could you please give the benefit of your education, training, and licensure to the board?
Yes, I have a Bachelor of Science and a Master of Science from Penn State from 2000 and 1998. And I've been a registered professional engineer in the state of PA since 2004 and in New Jersey since 2008. I mainly work in the traffic department at Bowman. We were formerly McMahon, so I have over 25 years of experience at the same company. And I primarily deal with private development, land development reviews, and traffic studies, traffic signals, parking demand studies, as well as queuing studies for fast food restaurants.
Okay, and your license is current?
Yes, it is.
You testified before this board previously, correct?
Yes, for the same site.
Okay, and you were accepted as an expert at that point in time, as well, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So I submit Ms. Koza as an expert in the field of engineering and traffic engineering.
Okay, any questions from anyone? All right, thank you.
Thank you. So, Ms. Koza, you were retained, and your company was retained to provide a site plan as well as an analysis of the sufficiency of parking at the site. Is that correct?
Yes, we were hired to do both of those items.
Okay. And in so doing, did you familiarize yourself with the site?
Yes, we did. We actually visited the site on a Saturday in May.
Okay. And you had indicated to the board that you previously worked with respect to the site as well?
Yes, back in 2023.
Okay. And at that point in time, was the site substantially similar to what it is now?
Yes, it was.
Okay. Could you explain what the existing conditions on the site are?
In regards to just our parcel or the overall parcel?
The overall shopping center.
Right, so we're looking at a little over 20-acre site out here. We have about 211,866 square feet of building coverage on the site, which includes the out parcels as well as the main shopping center building out here. And we actually have some vacancies in terms of the Berry Bowls not being there right now. Phoenix Salon is under construction, soon to open. And most of the other shops out there are open and operational. Since 2023, there was a gym that was replaced by the Floor and Decor, so that has been changed since the last time we were out here and looking at this site. It's generally the same in terms of the number of parking spaces that are provided on the north side of the development. Other than that, nothing has really changed out there in terms of the overall building layout.
Okay. And the shopping center's just shy of about 200,000 square feet?
Yes.
Okay. And with respect to the existing conditions on the site, are there some existing nonconformities for which relief was previously granted?
Yes, there are.
Okay. And was the rear yard setback one of them?
Yes, that was one of them. It's 43 feet back behind where the Target building is, so that's located where their loading docks are at the southeast corner of the Target building.
Okay, and does this application involve anything that exacerbates that setback?
No, everything that we're doing is outside of that setback area.
Okay, and were one of the prior areas of relief granted impervious coverage?
Yes, and we are not changing anything related to the impervious coverage out here in order to put the walk-in chiller out there. It's basically impervious replacing more impervious.
Okay. And the existing impervious is about 6% higher than the max permitted in the area, which is 80%, is that right?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. And with respect to building coverage, was that a pre-existing nonconformity?
Yes, it was.
Okay. Now, the footprint of the building is not being altered in any way, correct?
No, the overall footprint is staying the same.
Okay, but we are adding a cooler in the rear, and we are proposing some storage for grease in the back as well, correct?
Correct.
And as you had alluded to a moment ago, both of those, the cooler as well as the storage areas, are proposed to be placed on existing impervious coverage
Correct.
and outside the 50-foot setback area, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Now, the engineer had posed a question regarding the existence of monitoring wells in the area where the cooler was proposed to be installed. Is that right?
Yes.
And did you have a chance to look into what would be done with respect to those monitoring wells?
Yes, through coordination with the land board. They've reached out to an environmental firm, and basically there is a monitoring well in that general area where we're proposing to put the concrete chiller pad. And they are drawing up some plans to relocate where the monitoring valve, I believe it is, will be relocated to pipe to a different spot. They said they've done this in the past with other sites where this has come up.
Okay, so we are proposing to leave the wells unaltered, but the manner to access them will be shifted from, to a location that's not underneath the proposed, correct?
Correct.
Okay, and we're willing to accept that as a condition of approval?
Yes.
correct? Okay. Now, in preparing for this application, you had saw a possible issue with respect to the storage of the oil in the rear, correct?
Potentially. We weren't sure if it needed to be enclosed in any way or if there needed to be some type of screening around that area.
Okay. And if the board does consider that outside storage, then we may need variance relief from section 430-90A, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And could you explain what what would be stored in that?
It's basically containers in which one container, they're done in pairs, so one container is for the used dirty oil that comes out of the store, and then the other one is for the clean oil that will be going back into the restaurant for use.
Okay. And if as a condition of the relief, the board wanted to see that screening, is there any prohibition, any problem with screening it?
No, I do not believe there would be any issue back there in screening that.
Okay. And the configuration of the rear of the building in that area, is the area where those, that storage project is proposed to be located, is it the closest part of the building to the property line in the rear, or are there other portions of the building that are closer?
There are other portions of the building that are closer.
Okay. And do you know by approximately how many feet this area would be set back from the 43-foot area that was previously granted a variance?
It's well outside of the 50-yard setback. I do know that. I don't know the exact measurement.
Okay. And do you foresee this having any sort of impact to the rear of the property at all?
No, it should not have any impact to the rear of the property.
Okay. And will it impact parking or vehicle travel at all?
No, there's no parking back there where it's proposed to be located.
Okay. Now, could you discuss parking, the existing conditions and proposed conditions?
Sure. Our existing parking supply is going to stay at 1025. What's changing is the amount of required parking that we need to have on this site. So before, there was a variance granted to allow 1370 parking spaces. And now with the change in use, we're looking at a required parking of 1364 out here. So we're not anticipating any increase to the required parking or the relief that we're seeking.
And in calculating the parking demand, could you explain to the proposed condition? Could you explain to the board what you did?
Yes, I actually can. We actually have a figure that's on one of the boards, and I have handouts if they want to see them.
Sure. What do we do?
Was this previously provided? Or-
I do not think
No,
so.
okay, so, we'll-
Make this A1.
yes, please.
And also if you guys want to.
Thank you. Yes, sir.
You write this down. Oh, yeah, the board there? Okay,
Yeah, we can leave the board behind here.
okay, sure. Just A1 was today's date, correct? Okay, so you briefly explain to the board what you did.
Right, so we went out here on a Saturday afternoon just to get an idea of what the parking demand was out here currently, because it had been a few years since we were last out here. So what we did was we went around to each of these zones that are marked. We divided the property up into various zones, and we counted the number of spaces that vehicles were parked in each one of these zones. So when we did that, we were looking at a parking demand of 294 spaces, which means there's actually over 700 vacant spaces in the parking area right now. Where we are located is shown also on that graphic. There's a little symbol there for the Dave's Hot Chicken. And we're actually in front of zones 5, 6, and 7. And the actual demand in that area also has gone down significantly since the last time we were out there. And it is now has a combined demand of 95 spaces in that area.
And that's based upon the particular use in that location, correct?
Yeah, that's based upon the uses in that location, and there's a parking supply in that area of 407 total spaces. So again, in that area alone, there were 300 empty spaces out there. And then basically, if you were to add in, because it's not just the Dave's, so Phoenix Salon obviously wasn't operational, so we have their required parking on the parking chart as well. And then there's a hibachi restaurant as well that is also vacant that is supposed to be coming in that received zoning relief. So they also have a parking demand and a required parking in that same area. So between those three sites, we're looking at 144 additional spaces needed. But because we have 312 vacant spaces in that area, we believe that there's going to be sufficient parking for all three of those uses in that area, as well as the existing on-site uses that are using those parking spaces.
Is there anything else you'd like to add on that?
Just in comparison, if you're just looking at the two properties that, the two little spaces that were the Dave's Hot Chicken was going into, the Dave's itself is required to have 16 parking spaces out there, whereas those two prior uses, the Barry's Bowls and the Sports Clips, they were required to have 33 parking spaces. So the required parking in that area with the combination then of combining those two spaces actually reduces their required parking just for those two spaces by 11 spaces.
Okay. So, just to lend a little clarity to your testimony, you went out and did a parking analysis with respect to what was being utilized. And based upon that, you concluded that there was ample available parking.
Yes.
Okay, and that was peak time on a Saturday?
Yes, this was between 2 and 4 p.m. on a Saturday.
Okay. And with respect to the testimony you had provided before this was marked as an exhibit, you had indicated that the gross parking demand of all the uses in the shopping center currently were 6, including ours and including the 2 uses that are online to currently being under construction, it's still 6 spaces less than the parking demand in the parking table, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Now, based upon your analysis of parking demand and parking utilization, do you have an opinion as to whether or not there's sufficient parking at this location to accommodate the proposed restaurant?
Yes, we believe that there is sufficient parking in the overall center as well as directly in front of where they're proposing to build the restaurant to provide them with adequate parking.
Okay. Now, we provided testimony before we got into parking about the cooler and about the storage area for the oils. And those were plotted on the site plan that was submitted by your company as part of this application, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Would you be able to just walk the board through an explanation of them quickly? Explain where they're located and what their process is.
This is in our set? Okay, so we don't need to mark it? Okay.
We can mark it if you prefer, but this.
No,
This is the same, this is the one that's dated, May 14th, 2025 with no revision?
Yes.
So we're good.
Yeah, the more we mark, the more Nora has to store. It's not a good thing.
Okay, could you walk the board through just a brief explanation, emphasizing where the location is?
All right, so we're on the south side of the center at the rear. So where we are in there is we are kind of in the center area there next to where the Smash Burger is.
You need to pull the microphone closer.
We're next to the area where the existing Smash Burger is, as well as the proposed Phoenix Salon, which is being done, and then there's a Michael's at the end. So we're about 4 or 5 stores into the center right in that area coming from the west, or from the east rather. The outside and the interior part of this is mainly staying the same. The only thing that's changing is to the rear of this, and it's actually, what I want to say is the southwest corner of where this building is. There's where we're proposing to put the walkout chiller, which is on about 100 square foot section of concrete.
Okay, and where is the oil proposed to be stored?
The oil is a little bit to the east of that, and it's also in the back area, and it's looks like it's about 30-some square feet.
Okay, and what does the equipment that stores the oil, how is it configured?
It's actually, they're bins is what they are.
Okay.
So they're just storage bins, they have a cover on, they're locked up, and the employees come out, and I think Annette might be able to better, no. Nope.
So you have to come up to the mic.
Come up. Mr. Chairman, do we have permission to go
Yes.
a lot of sequence so we can?
Just, the tanks are actually piped, hard piped to the fryers, so no team members actually touch the oil. It's pumped out and pumped in, and when a truck comes to either fill up or remove, they put a hose up to the tank, and it sucks out and pumps clean oil into the clean tank. So nobody ever opens the lid, nobody ever touches the oil. It's very clean and safe in that regard.
And how often is that oil?
I mean, it's on usage, but they're like 1,200 gallon tanks. It's a little while. It's maybe a week and a half, something like that, depending on volume.
Okay.
How big is it?
It's
1,200.
like this tall and this wide, this square.
Diesel generators and fuel.
We have the,
And there's 2 of them.
yes, there's a clean energy. We do have the cut sheet for it, so.
Oh, and we actually have, if you want to see what it looks like, we have a handout for that shows what it looks like.
Oh, I see. Okay, yeah. I was looking for.
How much does this store?
1,200. 1,200.
1,200.
Okay.
I'm looking.
Sounds like a lot, but
No, but I think we're checking if we have an ordinance about fuel storage. I get that.
Yeah.
it may trigger it.
Yeah, we were trying to find if there was a code ordinance related to it, and we really couldn't find anything. The closest we came was some type of underground, like grease storage trap for what some of the other restaurants do, where they store it underground and then it's
I think
pumped out.
the question mark is we have questions for like storage for fuel for emergency generators. That would be the only thing analogous. And there's certain areas that protect it. There's a limit.
I don't see anything.
Well, since we're interrupting, I have a question too. The used oil, is that sealed or is there possibly an odor emanating from the used oil?
No,
It's sealed?
it's sealed.
I can show you what the.
Yeah, I can see the drawing, but I want to know if it was sealed.
It's sealed.
Thank you.
And just to be clear, this grease thing was not shown on the site plan, not
No,
shown.
it was not shown on the site plan, it's on the floor plan.
The architectural
Yes.
furniture plan, it was shown on the furniture.
Thank you.
Okay, and I'm gonna mark this as Exhibit A2 because I don't think this was previously provided.
Sorry, Nora.
Was that?
Good try. She's marking them.
A2?
All right, so it's sealed, can't smell.
Okay.
I'm good.
Just what we need.
So where we left off was
Maybe in
where
the
the
well-head
storage,
section.
the oil storage isn't shown on the site plan, but the dimensions are provided on the architectural plans.
Yes, it showed on the
Floor plan?
architectural drawing, but not on the site plans.
Okay.
And where they're shown on the architectural plans, that's consistent where they will be located?
Yes, it is.
Okay, so as a condition of approval, we could bring the site plan up to speed with the architectural plan.
Yes, we could do that.
I thought there was some kind of like appointment
Okay.
up there. Two thousand heating tanks, up to 2,000 gallons or less. Right, it's analogous to it though at best. Upgrade fuel storage, 2,000 gallons. It looks like whatever limit we do have in our ordinance was 2,000 gallons. So this is 1,300
169
pounds.
gallons.
What, it's how much?
169 gallons.
Oh, it's only 169 gallons.
So
All right.
you're well under that. I think the question is whether or not it needs some sort of fencing or screening.
Yeah, or bollards or something to protect it from, yes.
And I might recommend bollards.
Bollards would be recommended, and will it be on, well, I'll let you finish your testimony. I'll have a few questions on it.
Thank you.
I believe right now the plan is just to put it on the existing asphalt out there. If we need to, we could replace that asphalt with the concrete, which is what they're showing to potentially replace it with on their spec sheet. Again, it would just be impervious, replacing impervious in that same general area. I will admit this isn't my strong suit in terms of these containers, so that might have to come back up just in case.
Yeah, so, I mean, bottom line is that it wasn't shown on the site plan. You'll need to update the site plan to show the detail of what it is, the concrete pad for it. I would recommend a concrete pad. The asphalt's in horrendous condition, and it is sloped, and it would need a concrete pad. I also would recommend bollards, just to protect the structure from anyone backing into them. And again, all the dimensions for it, show the dimensions, show the detail properly. And there is an electrical panel on the back of the wall there. I'm looking at it, it seems like it's gonna be clear as electrical panel, but show the detail of any equipment that's out there on your site plan so that it's clear.
Yes, we can definitely update the site plan to show all that, including the electrical connection out there.
Just one little specific request. If This comes up a lot with the diesel tank fuel storage. There's usually secondary containment of some sort. If you're gonna build a pad, can you build a trough in case there's a leak to catch the oil before it hits I-80?
I think we could definitely
Yeah.
build something around there. Yeah, you're talking about some type of lip or something to
Yeah,
keep
could
it
you
in.
put in some kind of like trough or something to
Mhm.
catch in case it leaks?
And, I would,
Okay,
Mr.
go
Chairman,
ahead.
we
Sorry.
certainly would stipulate to that, and I would propose that if we get to the point where an approval is contemplated, that our engineer will work with the board engineer as to the specifics with respect to the pad and the trough.
And the one issue with the trough, though, it will collect stormwater and then you need a way to drain.
You're right, Andrew. You're right.
Typically,
My
these
hair
things
raised
have
you.
a roof on them or some kind of structure. Could you provide information on if this thing needs any kind of, or has any kind of dual wall or any kind of containment on that as part of your resubmission?
We can provide those types of details.
This that you gave us, this is the exact thing you're gonna have?
Yes, I
It's 4
believe it
inches,
is.
it's 4 inches thick?
Yes.
I mean,
Yes.
that's pretty thick, so. Yeah. I don't think it wasn't enough going anywhere.
Okay,
Thick. Oh, you can.
and it's your understanding that you're proposing to have these things external to the leased premises because we don't have enough room to maintain these things interior, correct?
Correct.
We did receive a comment letter from the board engineer, and we reviewed 2 comments that he had made with respect to the site plan, correct?
Correct, because the first one was related to the wells and those valves that were shown on the plan in that general area where the chiller is going to be located. And then this was, and then this was item that we just talked about with the outdoor storage tank here for the oil was the other area that was mentioned in the review letter.
Okay. Okay, and all the testimony you gave here this evening, you maintain those opinions within a reasonable degree of engineering certainty, correct?
Correct.
Okay. I have no other questions for this witness.
Okay, Ms. Steinle, any questions?
I guess, are you okay with complying with the recommendations and comments in the board engineer's report and as stated today?
Yes, I think that we addressed it all through testimony, and those are the only 2 questions that he had made. And the conditions in paragraph number 9 will gladly accept. There was one other thing that I'd like this witness to provide testimony on, and that's just the dimensions on the signage that's proposed for the facade. So Sandy, the only signage that we're proposing on this location is a single facade sign, correct?
Correct, that's exactly what we're proposing out here.
Okay, and I know that we had submitted details on the signage for the board's consideration, correct?
Yes, we did, and there's a blow-up of that detail that was provided in the plans. So we kind of combined the 2 so that we have some overall dimensions here.
Okay, and can you please advise the board as to what signage we believe is permitted as a matter of right with respect to the facade?
I believe by right, it's 50 square feet.
58.
58 square feet, I'm sorry.
Okay, and what is our proposed signage?
With the combined graffiti panels and the actual Dave's Hot Chicken sign, we're looking at an area of 71.8 square feet.
Okay.
So
I
I'm
think
going
in the-
to stop you,
sorry.
sorry, we don't have this in our packet.
It's part of the overall land development plan.
Look at the
What we-
very bottom. I put it in there.
The one plan here says 83 square feet.
That was what it was
But it
originally.
doesn't
Okay, so
have
now we're down to
the-
71.
Oh, that page.
It doesn't have the graphic
Yes,
graffiti?
and they actually calculated it as, I believe on there, there's a reference to 68 something. They forgot to include the area in between the two existing panels. If you go to the page that has the graffiti panels, they left that 1.5 foot that's in between out of that.
So, we have to add them. So I'd like to just, okay, I'd like to mark this as
Sure.
exhibit A3 because I still,
Careful.
yeah, I don't see it. I see like, the sign overlaid onto an image, but not this drawing, so it's just exhibit A3, if you could just describe it, storefront elevation.
Yes, storefront elevation.
And prepared by your
It was
office?
prepared by Bowman, yes. This is probably going to go on the land development plans because that was something that was on the land development plans, but it hasn't been updated since we didn't do another submission.
An exhibit here, A4. And this is an exhibit that shows existing and proposed signage.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's a lot of exhibits.
Thank you.
Okay, so A4, could you please explain to the board what that is?
This is a photograph that shows the existing signage that's out here in front of the berry bowls as well as the sports clips. And there's an existing frame area, which is shown on those signage details. I believe it's on sheet 4 or 5 of those signage details. And there was a 1.5 foot different area that's in between that screening area that they're showing for their little frame there. The bottom part of this exhibit A4 then shows an overlay of the new signage that's being proposed out here, so that you can kind of see what it would look like when it's constructed out here.
So this sign area has been revised since Miss Winter's review letter? Because I know you had 80-something feet, right?
Yeah, I didn't have the side panels
Yes.
as part of the review.
Yeah, and the side panels includes the graffiti that they were proposing out there, and we revised that because I believe the first submission had too many colors in it when we added the red and the white and then all the colors from
You're
the
limited
graffiti.
to 5 colors.
Yes, there
and
should be
this
5
complies.
total colors combined between the graffiti panels and Dave's.
Which makes the only variant on size.
Correct.
Correct. So we did that to reduce the amount of variances. And both the existing as well as the proposed conditions are mounted on the same facade, which is in existence there today, correct?
Yes, and that's remaining the same.
So the only variance is for maximum sign area of 71.8 square feet.
Correct.
Okay. The width and the height on the building all comply.
Yes, those should comply.
And they're not changed.
Correct.
Okay.
71.8. Now, you are familiar with the configuration in that shopping center, correct?
Correct.
And the signage, the size of the signage that's proposed, is it consistent with what exists elsewhere throughout the center?
Yes, it is. And in fact, the letter height is within, I believe, possibly 1 inch of what's the smash burger that's out there. So it's the same general size.
And this is the only sign that's proposed for the location, correct?
Correct.
And do you have an opinion as to whether or not the sign is necessary for wayfinding on once at the site?
Yes, we believe that that will help people identify where exactly the Dave's is. Once they park, they'll be able to find the store much quicker with the signage out there.
And will that help traffic flow on site at all?
Yes, that should help with traffic flow as well.
And what about safety?
From a safety perspective, that will also help with the overall safety of the center and identifying where exactly the Dave's Hot Chicken is located.
Okay. No, I think, right?
Mr. Semeraro, do you have a planner as well?
Yes.
The planner can probably discuss the variances and
Yep,
the
absolutely.
other things. Okay, fair.
I have a question. Isn't there a large sign by South Bevick Road where it lists all of the stores that are in that complex?
I believe there is one.
You're not gonna be on that sign?
They probably will be on that sign at some point when they take the, no? Oh, okay.
I didn't hear that.
He's saying that that they're not gonna have
For the larger tenants.
a space on there
The
because
larger
it's for the
tenants.
larger tenants and they're
Oh.
not one of the larger.
Okay. I didn't know what the pecking order was to get on that sign.
And we're chickens, so we should be that.
That was a pun.
But we don't.
All right, does that conclude your engineering testimony?
Yes.
All right, Ms. Stanley, you already started asking questions, but do you have more?
I don't have any more questions for this.
Ms. Winter?
Can you just confirm the size of the sign for me again?
It should be 71.8, and that's based on the 30.5 that goes across the sign. And then what we're calling the dimension on this plan here that's labeled as 2.354 feet, which is the height of what's inside the panel for where the colors are all going.
Okay. All right, so yes, just want to confirm it includes both the side graffiti panels. All right.
Yes, it does include both those graffiti panels.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Canjiano, any questions?
Just to follow up on the monitoring well, can you, you testified that the access point is going to be relocated, is that correct?
Yes, that's my understanding.
So just for clarity, provide information, notes, or details for that on the plan?
Yes, we can provide that as from the
And
environmental
then,
engineer.
as you mentioned, provide the grease tanks on the plan with the pad and the bollards and all the required information.
Yes, we'll include all those details on
And
there.
then on my site visit, I noticed that there was some markouts on site, and including some sanitary and a sanitary clean out right in the area of where the proposed cooler is going.
We will definitely look into that as well.
Yeah, and I for two reasons. One, it should be shown and addressed, but it's going to be a constructability issue at some point, so you might as well address it sooner than later.
Yes, that sounds like a very good idea.
Yeah, so I asked that you address any sanitary clean out or relocation of that clean out as needed.
We'll add that to the plans as well.
That's the only comments that I have.
Okay, any other board members have any questions?
But the cooler has an emergency handle from the inside. Did you ever see that show the bear when the guy gets stuck in the freezer the whole night?
I imagine it should, because I
Let's
wouldn't
make sure
want
it does
to
have one.
I wouldn't want to be stuck in there.
Okay, Mr. DePiero? Any questions?
No, I have not answered.
Okay,
It was a pecking order of the signs.
okay, fair. Mr. Hernandez, anything? All right. Mr. Dedich?
Actually, a quick question. I do, in one of the pictures, I see some outdoor seating there. Is that part of the shopping complex, or is that?
Sure. Mr. Patel, who's still under oath, will.
That's just common for the center, for the landlord puts that out there. It's not our seating, but it's for the general public to use, whenever they want.
Okay, and then you don't plan to be serving people out there? People could use it if they want?
Yeah, no, we're not bringing the food out to them there, yeah.
It's all counters.
Yep, correct.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Mealy, Mr. Mealy, any questions? All right, I have one. A few years ago, you did parking variance study for the center. How did these numbers compare to those? Just curious on the Saturday that you looked at.
It's funny that you should ask that, because I did look into that. So they're about, back in 2023, we were just over 400 some spaces out there in terms of the parking demand.
Okay, because I remembered about 2 per thousand.
Right,
Okay.
and I actually looked at the zones where the parking changed in terms of where the biggest
Oh, it was
impacts
the
were.
gym.
It was like the 5, 6, 7 because of those empty storefronts
Okay.
and the
Oh, was
Phoenix
that-
not being open. And then also where the floor and decor is, that area, the parking demand used to be a gym, so it had a higher parking demand. So those numbers in that zones 1 and 2 on that graphic that I gave you, those also went down.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. I used to go to that gym.
Yes.
I've been a gypsy since. Oh, okay, thanks.
Before you leave, this is an off-site issue, it's not one that you're directly involved with, but people that are entering that shopping center on South Bevick Road, right after that entrance, you have an entrance to Route 80. And it's quite common for people to have the right turn signal on. When they're not gonna turn into that shopping center, they're gonna turn right onto Route 80. Gordon, you know what I'm talking about?
I do.
Is there any?
I go past it twice a day at least.
Well, my granddaughter destroyed my wife's Mercedes.
Oh, okay.
Actually, what happened was she was behind a pickup truck. He had his right turn signal on to get on 80, and someone came out of there thinking that he was going to turn into the shopping center.
Okay.
So the pickup truck jammed on his brakes. My granddaughter was right behind her, and so the Mercedes went right under the pickup truck. Both tanks went off. My 2 granddaughters in the car. That is a hazard. I don't know if there's anything that can be done to make that a safer.
The only thing to make that better would be to get rid of the left turns out of there. And you can't really do that because that we dump
No.
too much on 46.
No, but those left turns are dangerous too, because you have to pass 4 lanes if you want to go north on Bevick
Well,
Road.
yeah, so that crash you just described likely would not have happened if somebody
Yeah.
hadn't tried to turn left thinking somebody was gonna make a right turn and they didn't.
Yeah. See, I never turn my blinker on anymore if I'm going to get on Route 80. So they know I'm going straight.
Careful.
All right, thank you. So I think, first of all, before I close this out, any members of the public have any questions for the engineer or the owner's representative? Seeing none? Mr. Semeraro?
Thank
It's
you.
all yours.
I'd like to go with Sean Delaney, our planner.
If you please raise your right hand, do you swear or affirm that the testimony that you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do,
Please state your name and provide your address for the record.
certainly. Sean, S-E-A-N, Delaney, D-E-L-A-N-Y, 3 Paragon Way in Freehold, New Jersey.
Okay, good evening, Sean. Could you please give the board the benefit of your education, training, and licensure?
Certainly. So, following up on 2 weeks ago when I was here, I have a Bachelor of Science in Engineering from NJIT, a licensed special engineer in the state of New Jersey. I have my professional planning license since 2008. I passed the test to get that. That was a question last time as well.
I'm sitting over here now.
And I've been testified, obviously, before several boards, including this one 2 weeks ago on variances. And my license is a good standing still.
Okay.
Thank you.
Any questions? All right.
So he's accepted. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Okay, so Sean, you were asked to review this application and then provide testimony and opinion as to whether or not we satisfy the criteria necessary for the relief requested. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. Could you please explain to the board what you did to familiarize yourself with the application?
Certainly. So I reviewed the application materials. I reviewed the township's master plan and ordinance, as well as both the site plans and the architectural plans that were submitted to the board, and the signage package as well.
Okay. And you also reviewed the board's planner's comment letter as well. That was dated, I think, July 22nd, correct?
Yes, I did.
Okay. So can you please run through the relief and your opinion as to whether or not we satisfy the necessary criteria?
Certainly. So as I understand it, and from my review, there are 5 variances that are requested. 3 of them are existing nonconformities. Those are the maximum impervious coverage, 86.3% existing, where 80% is permitted. We are not changing that number. The rear yard setback, 43 feet existing, where 50 feet is required. We're not changing that either, as was testified to. And the building coverage of 23.4% that was previously approved versus the 20% max permitted. Once again, not changing that also. The parking spaces, new variance, because of the use, we are proposing 1,025 on the site, no change to the number proposed, but minute required 1,364, as was testified by Ms. Kosa just before. And then the real new variance is the signage variance of 71.8 square feet in area versus the 58 square feet permitted, based upon the length of the facade times 1.5 feet in terms of that calculation. So no, it's not. I'll just keep going. Excuse me. So all these variances are justified under the C2 criteria, which states that the purpose of the municipal land use law would be advanced by a deviation from the zoning ordinance requirement, and the variance can be granted without substantial detriment to the public good, that the benefits of the deviation would substantially outweigh any detriment, and the variance will not substantially impair the intent and purpose of the zone plan and zoning ordinance, otherwise known as the negative criteria. So I believe that the granting of the C2 variances in this case will advance the purposes of planning pursuant to the municipal land use law, specifically purpose A, to encourage municipal action to guide the appropriate use or development of all lands in the state in a manner which will provide the public health, safety, morals, and general welfare. The proposed use is appropriate and a permitted use in the existing center as a restaurant. The signage provides identification of the use and is consistent with other signage for similar size uses in the center. There's no impact to parking on site, as the site is currently underparked, but the granting of the variance permits the applicant to use the site for the permitted use. And there's no changes to the setbacks or impervious coverage or building coverage proposed as a part of the development. And also purpose I, to promote a desirable visual environment through creative development techniques and good civic design and arrangement. This is primarily related to the signage. Signage is appropriate and fits within the existing panel of the sign space that was for the prior 2 tenants. It consists of 5 colors, which is permitted, with the main lettering consisting of 2, the graffiti panels containing the other 2 colors. In regards to the positive criteria, the signage provides wayfinding, as was testified to, for visitors to the center to identify the restaurant. The parking site is underparked, and so the use will have no issues with parking for its proposed use. The granting of the variances will allow an existing unoccupied space also to be put back into use, thus continuing the revitalization of the shopping center itself. I also believe that the proposed development aligns with 2 goals of the master plan that dated January 6, 2020. Goal 5, which is preserve and enhance the township's retail, commercial, corporate, research, and professional office areas by implementing land use strategies that respond to modern market and real estate trends. Obviously, we're continuing preserving the commercial use and using it for what its intended purpose was for, and by occupying a space that is currently vacant. And goal 11, encourage new development and redevelopment to take into account the aesthetic character of the community in an effort to enhance the visual and aesthetic appearance of the municipality. I believe the signage does that. It's not anything that is outlandish. It works, identifies the use, and gives it a specific aesthetic feature to it that is unlike the colors and the pattern, unlike the other signs on there. So it'll stand out, but will not be an eyesore to the municipality. Proposed use provides that visual interest and integration of the various design elements of the project with the existing tenants. Regarding the negative criteria, no variance or other relief may be granted without showing that such variance or other relief can be granted without substantial detriment to the public good and will not substantially impair the intent and purpose of the zone plan and zoning ordinance. My opinion is that the C2 variances can be granted without substantial detriment to the public good for the following reasons. Testimony that the site is sufficiently parked. The parking demand is actually decreasing with the application for these two tenant spaces. The signage provides wayfinding for use and is comparable with the existing signage of similar sized tenants within the center. The other three variances, there's no change based upon the development. They're all remain unchanged and as was previously approved. So therefore, in my professional opinion, I believe there will be no substantial detriment to the public good and no substantial impairment to the intent and purpose of the zone plan and the planning ordinance of the municipality. And that for the reasons stated previously by myself, as well as the other testimony that was provided tonight, the proposed variances will not substantially impair the intent and purpose of the master plan and zone ordinance, and the benefits of granting these variances will substantially outweigh any detriments. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Before I open to everybody else for questions, I got two quick ones.
Yes.
Do you know what the total combined area of the two signs you're replacing are?
I don't offhand, but I think the original calculation was in the 80s, 83 square feet in the submission, and I believe it was even bigger than that.
Okay.
So it is a reduction from what was the signage that was existing on the center before.
Okay.
Yeah.
And, okay, do you know how big the Smash Burger sign is? I mean, I guess my big question is that a variance as well?
As he's looking at that, Mr. Chairman.
Okay.
If we look at Exhibit A3, the sport clip sign went to the very far left margin of the demised premises. And our proposed sign is stopping several feet short of it.
Okay.
So it definitely is considerably smaller than what the combined signage was previously, although I don't have the exact measures for you.
I'm just curious how versus our ordinance.
So
I mean, we have granted variances for other signs in that. I can't speak to specifically, but I know we have granted previous variances for signage in that shopping complex.
So it appears from records that we have that the Smash Burger sign was approximately 21 and a half square feet total. And area.
It's a smaller,
smaller space.
Yeah, space.
But the letter height is similar to what we are in relation to what we're proposing.
Okay, and you don't have any idea what the existing area is, but you know it's probably a little more than you're proposing.
I would say it's definitely more than we're proposing because we did not extend all the way to the end of the panel on the east side.
Okay.
Of that second of the salon, the haircut place.
Okay, I'll move along. So, Ms. Stiley, you got any questions?
I do not.
Ms. Winter?
No, I don't have any questions. In relation to the sign, though, as Mr. DiPiero pointed out, they're not on the freestanding sign. So for wayfinding, I do think the size will help.
Okay, Mr. Canjiano, anything?
No.
All right, any board members, any questions? Okay, seeing none. Any members of the public have any questions for this witness? Okay, you're excused. Does this conclude your application?
That concludes my application, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, any members of the public wish to speak in favor or opposed to this application? Seeing none, would you like to summarize?
Just briefly, Mr. Chairman, I appreciate the board's time, and my client appreciates it as well. My client's an experienced restaurateur. He's very eager to make a meaningful addition to the shopping center. I know the landlord's very excited to be filling in spaces that have been vacant for some time. As you know, this environment has been quite challenging for retail centers, and I think that this is a perfect use. I think that almost all of the relief that is identified here is pre-existing, so we're not creating any new deviations. And with the one exception of the sign, which I think there's ample evidence that the sign actually enhances safety and wayfinding, enhances traffic, and it's pretty attractive as well. So I think that we satisfy all the criteria that's applicable to the application, and respectfully request that you approve the site plan as well as the lead request.
Okay, thank you. I'm now closed the public portion of this hearing. Anybody feel we need to go to the conference? Or should we just go for a resolution or a vote?
Just go for a vote.
Okay, I'll entertain a motion to approve this application.
Mr. Chairman, A motion to approve application number 25:509, Dave's Hot Chicken, 1123 Route 46, Block 729, Lot 7, Zone B1, minor site plan, conditional use with C variance for a fast food restaurant and outdoor cooler on a concrete pad.
Second.
Okay, wait, do we have conditions that we need to go over?
Yes, just that the applicant will coordinate with the landlord to relocate the monitoring wells, the access to the monitoring wells, and will confirm with the board engineer and township engineer. The notes, the oil storage will be screened, in coordination with the board planner and zoning officer. The site plan will be updated to include the oil storage locations, details, dimensions, confirm the location of electrical connections, other equipment, details regarding any secondary containment, compliance with the board engineer's report, and the screening as well.
I believe Mr. Conjano also mentioned bollards.
I thought that he mentioned bollards in lieu of screening.
Oh, okay.
If screening was.
Yes, I think it was.
I'll leave the
That might have been a
screening
later
plan,
note
but
that I.
Definitely bollard for.
As far as
We weren't
the,
sure about screening.
yeah, the pickup of the, and drop off of the oil, my concern would be if fencing might get in the way.
Well, the bollards is a good idea.
The bollards,
Okay.
so,
I did have, agree to put the, oil storage on a concrete pad with bollards to protect, so not that traditional
And,
screening.
and if necessary, relocate the sewer cleanup.
Correct.
All right.
Yes,
So,
the sanitary sewer cleanout, to confirm the location, show it on the plan and address possible relocation as needed. And then confirming that there's a note on the plan regarding emergency exit of the cooler.
I second all of that stuff.
okay, so Mr. Mealy, do you agree?
Motion with conditions added.
Okay, fair, okay. All right, we have a motion, we have a second.
Didich?
Yes.
DePiero?
Yes.
Hernandez?
Yes.
Neely?
Yes.
Math?
Yes.
Napolitano?
Yes.
All right, your
Thank
motion
you,
is approved.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Thank you.
All right, can I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Meeting adjourned.